But because you're allowing your mindset to hold you back, you're allowing your mindset to not allow you to go through this process. And a lot of you have some people that's telling you the steps that you need to take to get to where you are, but you're not taking those steps because you feel like that you can't take it. You feel like you're not going to be able to fully go through this journey, that you won't be successful in this journey. But I'm here to tell you right now that if you put aside your fears, if you cast them away, you will do it and you will be successful. Hold up. Hey, yo, Tama Beats, let's get him something new to ride to. Welcome to the Pursuit of Passion podcast with Noel. So take a seat and listen. Listen to the practical words, encouraging words that are here to help you get over the hump in your life, cause you are in pursuit of your passion. Yeah, I see you, and I present to ya the Pursuit of Passion with Noel.
Pursuit of passion, pursuit of passion. You gotta have it, you gotta have it. Yeah, pursuit of passion, pursuit of passion. Yeah, you gotta have it.
What's going on, my relentless leaders? This is your boy, Noel. Yo, been doing my school thing. So, I told y'all in the previous episode that I'm doing my schoolboy thing. So I'm learning to work on balancing my schedule and learning a schedule that fits everything that pertains to Relentless Motivational Group, my job, and doing school. So y'all just bear with me for a minute. So I'm learning to give myself that time and that grace instead of being so hard on myself. Because I'll be honest with you, I can sometimes be hard on myself if I'm not going to my fullest that I think I should be going to. So nevertheless, let's get on with the subject of today. Yesterday, if you're in Georgia, we've been getting a lot of rain lately. Yesterday we had some rain and it was some heavy rain coming down. So this what led to the conversation. My wife and I was having a conversation. She was it was some heavy rain in a certain area and it kind of flooded. She was trying to avoid that area. So she went around the other area to another way and she faced the same thing. And me being me, I'm joking with it. I said, well, see, that's what happens when you try to avoid the process. You got to go through the process because no matter what, we're still going to face what we're supposed to face because there's a reason for it. Man, look, so on the day that I'm recording this, I kid you not, I ran into a lot of bad traffic. This is very rare. The way that I go home, I've never faced a lot of traffic on the way home. So my GPS being the best that it is, it gave me another route that I could do to avoid the traffic. So yeah, I avoided the traffic, actually ended up in front of the traffic. But then later on down the road, I get caught up in more traffic. So I felt like that was just karma messing with my wife coming back at me. But in the meantime of it, all I could think about again is what I told her. Don't run from the process. And see, a lot of times we tend to run from the process because sometimes the process feels like it's going to take longer or it's going to be more frustrating and stuff. But it's a reason why we're going through the process. So that's why I wanted to discuss this with you all, because see, I want you to understand why the process is so important. And see, the process is so important is because it will help you to become a better image of yourself. It helps build you. So, and when you think about the definition of process, let me look at my note. The definition of process is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. So, I can't remember if it was the last episode or a few episodes ago, we talked about, when you have that end in mind. So you some of you may know what your purpose is. You see it at the end. You see the person that you're supposed to be, but there's a certain process that you have to go through. And the reason why you have to go through this process is because it's preparing you for what is ahead. When you get in this process, it's making you stronger. It's developing you. It's helping you to gain more wisdom for what's ahead. And see, if we try to avoid these things, it causes more harm than good. So there's steps and levels to this. You can't get to the 4th floor without taking the steps first. The elevator is broke. So I don't want to hear y'all saying, well, I could just take the elevator. We're not taking the easy route. So you have to take a step by step. Even with if you're an architect, you know it's a process to it. You first have to lay down a foundation. Well, first you have to make sure the ground is good. Then you lay down your foundation. And then there's other steps to what you're doing. Everything that you do, there's some kind of steps to it. I'm in the cleaning industry. When we're stripping and waxing floors, there's steps to it. We can't wax a floor that needs to be stripped first. You can't put wax over a dirty floor. And see, sometimes that's what we try to do. We try to get to the end of the process without first going through the process. We're trying to skip all of the steps. We're trying to skip everything that we need to learn, everything in this journey that we need to go through and get automatically to the end. And it doesn't always work like that. It's important to be prepared for what is ahead, because you can get to the end of the process and then you're facing this particular trial, or you're facing somebody may want to test you. And because you didn't go through the process, now you're not ready for this test and you're failing. You don't snap and went off on the person, but if you had went through the process, it would have taught you a little bit more patience. It would have taught you how to be steady. It would have taught you how to control your tongue, how to control your temper. But because you didn't go through this process, now you're snapping off. You're not controlling your temper, and now you're messing up your name. You're messing up the person that you're destined to become. So that's why the process is so important. And you need to understand not to be afraid of the process. And see, sometimes we look at the challenge ahead and we get afraid. And because we get afraid, we try to back down from it. I'm talking to myself right now too, so don't mind me. We look at the journey ahead, we back. And because we're back, we feel like that we're not capable of doing this. Because the journey seems long, we feel like we can't go through what we're about to face. So it's important to go through this process. Yes, sometimes it may take 4 years. For those of you that's getting your degree, it may, you want this degree, but it's going to take a lot of sacrifice. It's going to take a lot of studying. And some of you feel like, well, I really don't want to have to go through all of this because it's going to take up so much time. But if you look at it, those 4 years that you're going to be spending in school, if you don't go through that journey, those 4 years that you could have been in school, you have now wasted it on doing nothing. So now do you understand why the importance of the process? Because see, you want to get a better job. Not saying that you need a degree to get a better job, but some of you have goals that it requires a degree. Some of you want this degree to help further your knowledge for your business. But you will never get to that point if you don't go through these 4 years. Sometimes mentally, we make things harder than what they really are. And you all have heard me say it a lot. Sometimes you have to move past yourself. So you have to move past how you're feeling. You have to move past what you're thinking. Because anytime you begin to go on a new journey, your mind will always make you feel like that you can't. I call it the little brother syndrome. See, the little brother syndrome, you ever seen where the little brother tends to hide behind the big brother? Because the little brother feels like they're not capable, they're shy. They feel like they're not capable of doing the things that some of the bigger kids are doing. Like they can't really hang with the big kids. So they sit there and they're afraid. But see, if they move out of that little brother mindset, They will see, oh, I can hang with the best of them. Oh, I can go forward better than some of y'all think. Oh, I can really be better than what some of y'all are doing now, than some of the big kids. But because you're allowing your mindset to hold you back, you're allowing your mindset to not allow you to go through this process. And a lot of you have some people that's telling you the steps that you need to take to get to where you are, but you're not taking those steps because you feel like that you can't take it. You feel like you're not going to be able to fully go through this journey, that you won't be successful in this journey. But I'm here to tell you right now that if you put aside your fears, if you cast them away, you will do it and you will be successful. And you will be better than some of the people that you see that's already doing. We allow ourselves to hold ourselves back so much that we're not fulfilling our purpose. We're not trying to take the steps necessary to unlock that purpose that is in us. So I really need you all to understand why the process is so important and how it prepares you for what's ahead. So I want you to ponder on this real quick. But in the meantime, we're going to go to a commercial break real quick. All right. Hey, what's up, fam? To all my business owners out there, do you need to get your business out to more eyes and ears? Do you have a book that you want to get into the hands of other people? Well, here's your opportunity. The Pursuit of Passion podcast is looking to partner with you. We are offering advertising opportunities, so hit us up today. All serious inquiries can email us at podcast@relentlessmotivationalgroup.com. And remember, all things motivate. Goals. How many goals have you set up for yourself where you gave up because it was too hard? How many times did you feel you weren't good enough because the journey seems tedious? I too felt this way, but then things changed. I realized I had to change how I think. I had to change who I was. I had to be relentless. I am Noel. I want to tell you about my book, Be Relentless. It teaches how to understand your roar, your design path, hitting your mark, and much more. Purchase your copy of Be Relentless today at www.relentlessmotivationalgroup.com. It's not just another book. It's a movement. So are you ready to be relentless? All right, so we're back. So when you're preparing for what's ahead, the process, it will reveal to you things about yourself. Remember, I was just saying, if you avoid the process, sometimes you will get to the end and things that you've been tested on, instead of revealing that you have a short temper, revealing that you don't have much patience like you should, you're avoiding this process. So, and that's what the process does. It will show you your shortcomings and show you this is what you need to work on right now. Before you get to this point, you need to work on X, Y, and Z. And that is very important, that you go along in this process so it can reveal these things to you. It will reveal some great things about you that you didn't even know was there. But what the process also does, it helps with damage control. Again, I already told you, if you avoid the process, this is what happens. But see, the reason why I say this, because it not only it helps you from hurting and harming yourself, it helps you from harming and hurting others. Because you're not patient enough with somebody, and you're getting frustrated with them because you don't have the patience that is required to deal with this person. Now you're pushing them so hard and you're so aggressive with them, because you also have to remember, everybody can't take the same approach. So now you're being so aggressive with this person, and now you don't push them so far away that now they're giving up. Because you didn't want to learn the damage control, the things that could damage you and damage others. Now here we are. And see, a lot of these things can be avoided if only you had allowed the process to do the damage control. And see, that helps along with our growth. It's all about growth and maturity. That's what the process does. The process, it filters off all of those bad and toxic things on us. Because no matter who you are, you have some toxic characteristics about yourself that needs to be moved aside. In order for you to be successful, in order for you to unlock your purpose, you have to remove the toxic first. I'm in biology. I'm learning a lot in biology right now. And see, one thing I'm learning is how we're damaging the earth, because we're pouring so many different toxins into the water, and it is increased so much that the water, because the water self-heals itself, it self-cleanses, but we're pouring so much toxin in it that it's not able to catch up and clear out those the toxins and clear out and clean itself and purify itself like it should. And see, we're messing up the process for the environment. And that's the same thing in your own personal environment. I'm talking about ourselves right now, because we're avoiding the process. Now, all of these toxins that are in there, when we get to that place at that end result, because of those toxins, it's not in a place that we're strong enough to remove and recognize these toxins. Okay, I see that this toxic trait is trying to come up. I can remove it. But because we never went through the process, now we're not able to self-heal because it's too much. We're so busy. We're in a time now that we're so busy talking about everybody else's toxic traits that we're not even talking about our own. We're not even recognizing our own toxic traits. Sometimes you have to stop looking and pointing the finger at everybody else and turn the camera around, turn the mirror around, and see the toxins in yourself. I'm going to do a mic drop right there, and we're going to go to a commercial break.
Toma on the beat.
Hey, what's up, fam? Yo, check this out. If you need music for your next album, your podcast, or maybe even your next video, your YouTube or whatever, I need you to check out my bro, Toma Beats. Hit him up today so he can set you up with dope music like what you hear in the background now. He also is the producer of the music you hear in the background for seasons 1 and 2 of Pursuit of Passion podcast. So check him out today on Instagram, Toma_Beats. That's TOMA_Beats. Or you can look him up on Facebook, Toma Beats. All right, let him know K Noel sent you. All right.
All right, we're back. All right, so I've been telling you all what happens when you go through the process and what happens when you avoid the process. And just to give you a little bit more, when you avoid the process, it makes your journey harder. It makes your journey harder because going back to those toxins again, those toxins will slow you down. Again, it slows down the process. It's not able to heal as the water's not able to heal as fast as it usually do. So because you're not going through the process, because you won't come in contact with the people that you need to come in contact with that will help you along the journey, because they will also be a part of the process to help you and show you need to get rid of this, because as long as you're holding on to this, it's going to slow you down. As long as you're holding on to this, you won't be able to go further. And a lot of you may feel like, well, hey, I skipped the process and here I am. I'm going through the journey. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, that may be true, but eventually what will happen? It will creep up and it will show itself. In biology, we was talking about something like when there's a parking lot, in Macon, we see this a lot, where there's a deserted piece of land where it used to be a bunch of stores and now there's nothing there. So what happens is the earth starts to take over, and then you start seeing weeds start cracking up from the concrete. You start seeing grass coming up out of the concrete, and it's cracking the concrete now. Because what was there is now taking over. Wow. So, and that's the problem. When you don't go through the process, the things that was there that you thought wasn't, that you could overcome with skipping the process, eventually it will start coming up through the cracks. And you may not notice it at first. And when you finally notice it, it may be too late. And well, let me back up. It won't never be too late, but you slowed down your process. And along with that, you have made some damage to some things that could have been avoided. So now here you are at your end result, but now you're trying to fix some things that could have been fixed a long time ago. Because you didn't want to put that weed eater down, now you got these weeds coming up. So I really want you all to understand why it is so important to go through the process. Why it's so important not to avoid it. We spend so much time avoiding it because we think it's going to be a long and tedious journey. Either way, it's going to be a long journey, whether you go through it or whether you avoid it. But the difference is, it won't be as long if you go through the process. And sometimes the process will speed things up because you're letting go of certain things. And when you start to let go of certain things, you start to speed up. That's the importance of the process. The process is teaching you some things. It's making you wiser. It's making you stronger. It's making you more mature. So don't be afraid to go through the process. Go through that process. A lot of you may feel like, well, I feel like I'm better than this. I'm greater than this. Yeah, that's true. But it's a reason why you're going through this right now. It's a part of your process. Don't be afraid of the process that's ahead of you. So that's the message I want to leave with you all. Continue to go through the process. Be encouraged. It's going to get better. All right. So you already know the drill. I'm K Noel, your relentless motivator. Whatever time of the day it is, you have a great day, a great evening, a great morning, and I am out.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Pursuit of Passion podcast with K Noel. Make sure to visit our website at www.relentlessmotivationalgroup.com to purchase books by K Noel and Relentless Wear. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Both handler names are RelentlessMG1. And also check us out on Facebook at Relentless Motivational Group. Also, join the Relentless Texting Community today by texting Relentless to 404-962-0730. Be sure to subscribe now to the Pursuit of Passion podcast with K Noel to catch a new episode every Thursday. And don't forget to leave a 5-star rating. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and a ton of other podcast platforms. If you would like to look us up on Anchor, that would be anchor.fm/The Pursuit of Passion. If you would like to send a donation, you can do so on our website or on our Anchor page. Last but not least, always remember that all things motivate.